Ever in the show. Don't take it personally.
Joseline is just weird. Hi my loves, your Raymond girl from Runaway. We have culture, conversation, and community. In today's video, I'm coming to you all with a Bobby I Love You Purr, okay? This is the reunion part 2. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe because it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Y'all, let's get right into it because I already know this video. We about to get into some things. So Miss Jameson and Bobby are going at it. I'm going to end you tonight, girl. They are face to face, like, you know what I mean, right on top of one another. And girl, it's getting hot and heated. The insults are flying. Bobby is like, I'm gonna end you. Okay, botched Bobby. Okay, botched Bobby. He's like, look at you, stubby fingers, stubby toes. Miss Jameson was eating him up a little bit. He really was. He's like, girl, you got on that toupee and you still look a mess. I'm like, ooh, not the toupee, not Bobby getting a man weave. The weave look good, y'all. It did. Go Hard is sitting in the wings, just waiting to pounce. Girl, you could tell he all flared up. Okay, back is getting straight because you know him and his man, they arguing and stuff. I'm talking about Miss Island Boy, girl. It's a mess. This cast is a mess. Bobby, Jameson ends up leaving the set, and Ding-a-ling is like, y'all gotta chill. I need to calm down. Bobby need to calm down. And what you call him? Bobby is like, don't come at me like that. Don't do that. Don't come at me like that. And I'm like, you know, Ding-a-ling, where are you coming from with all this big boy, big guy energy? Like, relax. Jason is trying to control the set with these little underhanded, you know what I mean, shady digs. I'm not just the host, I'm your friend, and I'm telling you, you need to just chill. You need to chill out. Girl, I can't get over Jason Lee and these shoulder pads. Okay, with this ill-fitted suit. I don't know what he was thinking, but I wish he thought better thoughts. Island Boy comes back out and he's changed and trying to sit over next to Bobby. And Bobby's like, why is it just sitting next to me? So Island Boy just moves away, goes and sits down to, you know, somewhere else. Jason Lee is back out, girl. He got him a little cocktail. And he's just like, girl, go ahead and just play the package. And when they was playing the package, Bobby looked embarrassing. And I'm not gonna lie, just watching the footage of the previous episodes, like this season gave. This season gave. Like the cast was casting. This show was what Bad Boys LA should have been. It was good. It was really good. So as after the Jason Lee was trying to get to come back out on stage, what's his boy, Dimitri, to come back out on stage, and Dimitri is just like, no. He started with his white man tears. I just cannot. And he's like, I don't have anxiety, but I feel like I'm having a panic attack. Y'all are gonna jump me. And I'm just like, did we really need Dimitri out? I guess he really wanted to have the conversation with Dimitri because, girl, they was pressing for Dimitri to come out. I didn't realize how integral of a part Dimitri played in a lot of the beats, even with Hot Wheels, with the other people's storyline. But girl, he comes back out. And then Jason Lee and Go Hard starts to go at it, which is random to me if you ask me. And you know, Jason Lee is just like, oh, well, you can leave the set if you want to, because at the end of the day, if I walk away, they're gonna choose me over you. And then Go Hard was saying something and Bobby was popping off in the back and he was like, no, F him. And I'm like, oh, girl, not your good girlfriend, not the man of the hour, not the man that this is what we here for. Now it's him. Jason, you giving jealous friend. You giving, I won't want to go on vacation with you. You get what I'm saying? I don't like that. Bobby's like, F me. Hold on. So Bobby, you know, he gets his little mesh costume. Girl, he walks off the set. Jason Lee follows until he walks him to the trailer. He was like, no, sister, I wasn't saying it for you. I didn't know you was behind me. It's giving very much, let me clean this up. It's like a power struggle. Like, Jason is fighting to be seen and having this power position, but the show is about Bobby. Like, you can just tell that the personalities are just clashing. I wonder how that friendship works in real life. I wonder what Jason Lee's sign is, because, girl, it's giving a lot. Bobby, you know, accepts the apology for whatever it is, you know, for what it's worth, child. And he's like, no, get him together. This is his moment. Well, act like it's his moment then, Jason, because I don't like how it's coming off. You know, Bobby returns to the set and Jason Lee clarifies, like, oh, I didn't know that it was him behind me. I didn't know that's who you were talking to. Girl, they a drunken mess over at the Zeus Network. Girl, they coked out, smoked out, loped out. A mess. Jason clarifies, like, I don't need this check. Okay, I'm doing this for my friends so my friends can get the coin. Like, well, then act like that's your friend for real then, Jason. Jason asked me to go get Dimitri, and he was just like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'm gonna go get Dimitri. Dimitri comes back over, he's like, you gonna sit next to me, and I wish somebody would touch me. I wish somebody would touch me. Oh, I forgot to mention that Bobby did pop Jameson. He did pop him. He got upset. Was it before or after, girl? I don't know. Trizzy is getting upset, and I'm like, for the F what? Claudia comes back out, and I'm like, okay, we're finally, you know, gaining some momentum. We're going somewhere. We start going around the couch, and so it's like, you should have picked me, because at the end of the day, they a mess. Bobby is in full Bobby mode. He's like, oh my gosh, you're making me blush. Savage says, you know, thank you for the platform. Bobby's like, I see you making that content. You doing your big one. It seemed like Bobby was genuine, but he also was just like rubbing it in the fact, you know, like, I'm cool with everybody else except for you, Jameson. So I'm about to really big everybody else up, sis. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like to me. Purr, he told Big Purr to stay consistent. Big Purr said, I've been working on my music, just getting serious about my craft, which I actually reviewed a video from Big Purr here on the channel. Maybe I'll link it somewhere, girl. If editing works out the way that the editing team worked out. He looks good. He's like, Grady, you look the part. He was just like, yeah, I just feel like, you know, stop feeding them liquor, stop feeding them alcohol. Like, we're men at the end of the day. And I'm like, Grady seems like he got a lot of sense with him. He seems like he's the most likable, for real. Maybe not most likable, but he does have common sense. I can appreciate something like that. He's just like, you know, we're men at the end of the day. Come looking the part, come dress the part. I can see him really taking off in whatever it is that he's doing. I checked him out on Instagram. He's doing like, you know, short form content, you know, like gay stuff or whatever the case. Like, that's his target audience now, because before, when the show first started, his content was a little different. It wasn't clear that he was giving it up like how he's giving it up. So girl, he's leaned into his sexuality. He says that he's actually single again. He broke up with that girl when they came back or whatever. Gohard was just like, no, shaking his head no. Gohard was trying so hard to be in the mix and in the know. But I mean, Gohard did stay at the show for a really long time, so I'm sure he does know. Miss Mama says that him and Bobby are not good, and Miss Mama's pretty much just said, like, I come from a lot, I was proud of myself. And Jason says, you know what, when Miss Mama's left, he was really emotional. He got really vulnerable. He was like, yeah, because I was proud of myself. At the end of the day, I come from a homeless shelter. I'm like, damn, everybody is always on a homeless shelter end up on a reality show, which I'm not shading. I don't want anybody to think that I'm being shady, but girl, like, okay. And I'm gonna just say this, housing insecurity is a real thing. The way that the rents is set up, we keep it on cue. Miss Mama said, I feel like you didn't really give me a chance, and you know, I really did like you, and at the end of the day, you know, I like masc and feminine energy, and I really feel like, you know, we really didn't have an opportunity. Bobby tries to apologize, but it was kind of like backhanded, a little, you know, throwing shade and stuff like this. And then they go into this situation that happened at the club, and he was just like, yeah, we were in the club, we was at Jason's table, and we're doing too much. And remember, you whispered in my ear, you told me to calm it down some, tone it down some. And you know, Miss Mama's felt the type of way about that, like Bobby didn't want me to shine or something. But y'all, it's a time and place for everything. If you coming straight from the homeless shelter, you never been in this type of environment. You know, Bobby was just like, you know, I was with Jameson at the time. I didn't want people to know you were drawing attention to us, so I told you to relax. Like, sometimes people are not coming at you so crazy. Sometimes you gotta learn how to read the room and take a step back for a second. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hold up, sis, just wait, you looking like da da da, I need you to move like this. Just be on point. Just have trust in what I got going on, sis. That's all. And I like that they had that opportunity to clarify, because I feel like a lot of women friendships are broken, have breakdowns in those situations, because it's like, oh, this bitch is a hater, she was da 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 da. Or, you know, some chicks do the most because it's an audience and some is involved, or hurt niggas involved, you know what I mean? So that was cute that they were able to work that out in that way. Gohard, at the time that they're, going back and forth, Gohard's just like, oh, they're making TV. Gohard just want to have an issue, want to have a problem real bad. Gohard, ain't you there making TV too, boo? Because you doing all this huffing and puffing, about to blow somebody's house down, and your little sheer ensemble with the sleeves not even fitting, going all the way to your wrists, because I peeped that. I hate that, girl. So Dimitri apologizes for the whole Payless comment. I honestly forgot about the Payless comment. And Colgate articulates that, you know, it was kind of like a race thing because it's a white man. And Gohard was just like, no, it could have been you. Gohard, you look the fucking mess with them Walmart, you know, pajama pants that you had on. No shade to Walmart pajama pants, because girl, I got something. No, these are from Target. But I got, you know, we got them. But those was like from, you know what I mean, 3-4 years ago. You could have updated them. You get what I'm saying? You did give Payless, period. And he was just like, no, you just didn't know me like that. Colgate is very articulate. He's very likable. You know, he hugs Dimitri, gives him, you know, shakes his hand. I love the way he articulates himself. He's so cute. He's so handsome. Go ahead, Colgate. I would like to see more of him, hoping he's doing well with this, you know, taking that platform to the next level, because, girl, he was cute. He was a bop. I think their little handshake hug moment was cute. You know, although he first didn't want to hug, he wanted to handshake, and then he went in for the hug. I feel like Colgate took that opportunity to, you know, kind of shine a little bit. You know, go ahead, Colgate. And Jason Lee says, and you can't even, talking to Hot Wheels, you can't even, you know, clap for him and them making up or whatever the case. And Hot Wheels was just like, no, I cannot, because y'all was doing all this fighting and tussling and everything else, and y'all don't know how painful it is to get your wheelchair to be hit. And not for nothing, y'all, having worked in the healthcare industry, when people are in pain, they usually got an attitude any damn way. Imagine having a headache, imagine having crippling arthritis, carpal tunnel, whatever the case. That shit is painful, you know, or even under the best circumstances. You feel what I'm saying? So and then, not, you know, not for nothing, we know that Anthony, Tony, whatever his name is, has a lot going on. So, you know, Jason kind of called him out. He was just like, no, I just feel like you were just so angry because you got shot and someone put you in a wheelchair, and now you're angry at the world, and you want to just, you know, your handler wasn't there, he was too busy handling somebody else, so you just took, you know, friendship with the bottle of Hennessy, and you're just mean. Even when I was in there going to get tacos, you had an attitude. Yeah, Jason, and you handled that with no tact, no couth, because, like, it's a traumatic experience. You get what I'm saying? And although he has an attitude and he's tooted up, I just didn't feel like he handled that in a way that was compassionate at all to anybody who is in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference when if you were born with a chair, you were born into a wheelchair, than to actually lose the ability of your limbs and walk and functionality. Have some fucking compassion. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like the feeling of it, because Bobby started to take up for him. And he was just like, well, Bobby, at the end of the day, you pushed him. Didn't you push him? And I'm just like, Jason will find any opportunity to throw Miss Bobby under the bus. I just didn't like that whole situation. Then we got into the breakdown of Dimitri and the fight with Tony. And Bobby says he talks to, you know, Hot Wheels the most, and, you know, he has a lot going on. And Hot Wheels was like, yeah, you do. And we get into the big conversation about Ray spitting on, they played it back, and you could just see that Hot Wheels was really hurt, really bothered. Ray is doing donuts. He didn't seem remorseful at all, but he said that he did have a long conversation. He did have a long conversation with Tony, but he didn't want to do it in front of the camera to make it seem like, oh, the show is fake or whatever. And Ray gets upset because he was like, people were dragging me for 2 weeks straight, and he went on live and said that I was asking him for pills and, you know, let them drag me in that way. Tony didn't deny anything. He was just listening. Ray tried to, like, have an emotional moment and teared up or whatever. I just feel like they could have held Ray's feet to the fire, you know, a little bit more, because at the end of the day, y'all both in wheelchairs. At the end of the day, you ain't had no business spitting on him. And I know that y'all fighting, and everybody else was fighting. Everybody else was drunk at the show. Everybody else was, you know, indulging too much and drunk off Hennessy and mad at different reasons. So why is it so different that it's coming from Hot Wheels? I don't like that. And I feel like it's one-sided, because everybody else was in there drunk acting a monkey ass. So he acted a monkey ass, and now it's, oh, you mad because you're in a wheelchair. And he said, granted, you know, I do, you know, have a drink or two, and I don't know how to act, so I can accept that. But at the end of the day, I didn't deserve you to open up their funky ass and spit on me. And don't nobody deserve to be spat at. Like, spat at. He was like, it didn't touch you. How you gonna tell that man if it touched him or not? They really dropped the ball. Like how Claudia gave Dimitri an alley-oop to apologize. There was no alley-oop for Ray to apologize, because I would have liked to see that moment happen. Although they said that they were friends, and Ray said, I was calling you big sister, or whatever the case may be. And had you and I been on good terms, we would have had a really good time, and I would have loved to see that. Everybody was not expecting them to not get along. That was so weird. So Jason took that opportunity to segue into the handler. Now, if everybody was paying attention, Hot Wheels got emotional at that time. And I don't know if it's because the handler has overclouded his situation, his circumstance, or if he was really affected by what Ray had to say. because that was a moment. I feel like that situation wasn't handled correctly. They should have held his feet to the fire, Ray for spitting on that man, and Jason for calling him out on his trauma like that, because who the fuck are you? I don't like that. What y'all think? Drop down in the comments, because I've been a little spicy and flary lately. You know what I mean? Drop down in the comments, let me know. Am I tripping? Hot Wheels rolls off in the set, and he's like, no, a moment that was supposed to be y'all turning into the handler. The handler comes out, and Bobby was like, listen, his name is Davion. He's not the handler, and he's gonna be here. And one thing about them tables, they always turn. And Bobby wanted the handler there because to spite Jameson, to get the whole truth out, because now, you know, now it's in Bobby's interest to paint Jameson as a villain. And you know, we already heard Jameson say that Bobby was on the you know, hyena, and he was getting very much like he was on the hyena too. He was. So when Davion comes out, Trizzy is getting upset and was like, yeah, no, he was S&D, Rail's D on my bed, and Rail is savage, y'all. He was like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. This is Bobby. No, he wasn't. We're going to clarify this room. We're going to clarify this room right now. And he was like, okay. He said the only person that he ever had, you know, messed around with was Jameson. And Davion is trying to get into how that conversation happened, or whatever the case. In the meantime, what you call him, Bobby is trying to calm Ding-a-ling down. Ding-a-ling is getting upset with the handler for whatever reason. So when the boy is starting to tell his story about how him and Island Boy hooked up, Bobby is on it. Bobby's like, B, come bring me my receipts. Come bring me my receipts. Jason Lee is now coming back to the set because he went to go see Hot Wheels or whatever, because he wanted to get Hot Wheels back on set. So they're doing a good job of keeping these people on the set. I ain't gonna lie, because we seen the other shows, it was only like half on half on half. So think of that Joseline girl, that moment was so crazy. Bobby is requesting B, come bring me my receipts, come bring me my receipts. Jason's like, no, just wait, and B just like standing by. Bobby is like, B, bring me my receipts, let's go, like, you listen to me, you my damn assistant. And Jason is like, no, and he's kind of looking to see who to listen to. And I just feel like, girl, the power struggle between them two, the power dynamic between them two is crazy. I wouldn't want to be around them on a drunk night ever, because they seem like a lot. It seems like too much. B comes out, girl, with his lace wig, whatever that was, and shows the receipts, and Bobby is ready to go. So Davion said 2 words. We was at the hotel by the pool, and he was trying to talk to me the whole time. And girl, Jameson gets up and starts going off on Bobby, botch Bobby, and this, that, and the third. Nobody wanted you. And at the end of the day, I made your show. You screwed Andre on the first night. He was like, yeah. Bobby was like, that's not tea. I already told live that. I already went on live and said that I made your show. You begged me to stay, which is in line of what Island Boy has said on Armand Wiggins' show. So I'm trying to figure it out and piece it together. Now Bobby is steady going off. Now when Davion started talking, Jameson turned up. Jameson sat on the stage the whole time and watched everything go down. When it was time to Davion to start talking, Jameson started over talking, creating distractions, like he didn't want Davion to talk. And a hit dog will holler. You get what I'm saying? It's given very much like, oh, I'm gonna try to make this a distraction. I'm gonna try to make this a moment to take away from Davion and from stopping the truth coming out. But what's tea? Like, if that's all it was, and you knew that Bobby had already messed around with Dre or Rerun at the time on the first night that he got there, what difference does it make if you actually, messed around with the handler? And that's because Bobby was paying them bills. He was, fake invested. It's that scammy, flip-floppy stuff. And I really do think that Jameson was on some tricky-ish. You know what I'm saying? I do. I feel that. He was trying to be, scandalous. And I don't even think it's just Bobby. I think that that's in his nature, period. Him and Jameson are going back and forth again. And botch Bobby, and he's like, you got those little pointy fingers, little stubby fingers, and yeah, I'm botch. I hear it online every day. And he was like, oh, but you so rich. He was like, yeah, I am rich. Give me my money back then if I ain't rich. You get what I'm saying? Which, whatever the case. And he was just like, you got that little teeny weeny peen. You got a little peen. This is why, it wouldn't work out. You got low vibrational dick, which is why, you couldn't pay me $1 million to eat no vibrational dick like that. I'm like, yo, that little peen comment cleared him, because he got up off that set and had to go get a bottle of water quickly. Okay, he ain't deny that. He ain't say, oh, well, you ain't this, you know what I mean? You know, because, you know, it must be little too. It must be one of those micro joints, okay? I don't mean it like that. I ain't trying to shame nobody, but I'm just saying Miss Jameson be giving it up a lot. Giving it up a lot. I was expecting a little comeback because I feel like that little peen comment cleared him a little bit. Hot Wheels and Davion get into it. No, because you's a fake B, you a fake B, or whatever the case may be. And Hot Wheels, you know, rolled over there. Security got in between them. Davion has kind of had this look about him. Hot Wheels said that Davion and his mom was like, you know, abusive to him or whatever the case. And, you know, Dingaling got up trying to get Hot Wheels back, and Dingaling stole off on Davion. And in the next episode, he gonna say, oh yeah, I did that because, you know, Hot Wheels told me that you hit him in the face and he can't defend himself. So it is what it is. That's what you get. And for that, I appreciate Dingaling. I don't like nobody bullying anybody. And Davion looked like, you know, yeah, he looked like he, you know, it got there because he ain't say nothing about it. He had a little bloody lip. We see Bobby going to get touched. He's crying to go hard like, you said you would have my back. You said you would have my back. Child, not having your back, because he was surely enough messing around with Island Boy weeks later. Girl, Bobby looks a little delulu because we see how it all played out, y'all. We're gonna see what part 3 gives. Hopefully this is gonna be the banger. This was still entertaining. It doesn't feel like too draggy. It's been entertaining every single part. Again, the cast is casting. I'm into it, okay? I want to know what you guys think. Drop down in the comments, period. Let me know what y'all think. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.